Peace. Hey, y'all. Hey. Maya Keeyana here, introducing another episode of the Art Exhibit Podcast. This is season 2, episode 3, and our guest is Lexi Palmira. Lexi is an amazing artist who I met in the Philadelphia creative scene. She is a vocalist, she is an instrumentalist, she comes from a family of musicians, which she talks about more in this interview. She also touches on the importance of knowing yourself, loving yourself, allowing yourself to be open and be free to let source flow through you and use you as they intended. She embodies that principle as well. And if you know her, you know this by the jam sessions that she is often a part of. Not too long ago, less than a week ago, I was at Low Key's birthday party. Damn, I'm giving up all the tea. Let me stop name dropping. But yeah, we was there, we was outside, and she was doing they were doing like a little jam. She was trying to get a jam session going, and I'm just like, well, you got Lexi. This is gonna be a top-notch jam session because the way that her vocals be vocaling is just fire, so fire. So yes, without further ado, get into this amazing vocalist, beautiful person, Lexi Palmira. Enjoy. And don't forget to live in love. Hey y'all, hey.
Hey.
We are back with another episode of the Art Exhibit Podcast. And tonight we are here with Lexi Palmira.
Yes.
Yes, I got it right. So Lexi, thank you for coming in tonight. And I know you just came from school, you just came from class. So while we're on it, do you want to talk about what do you go to school for?
Sure. I go to school right now for nutrition. I was actually coming from culinary. So it's like a very long class. I start at like 8 a.m. and we're kind of like doing service. I kind of had mixed emotions going into the class, but I actually really like it. Like we kind of turn out food. We have different groups that come in. We do brunches, lunch, like things like that kind of vibe. So it's been fun. But yeah, I'm doing nutrition right now. Kind of learning how to care for my body and just nurture my vessel so that I can be strong, like to share my messages, to have clear thought. I feel like the main thing I've learned, like in nutrition, is like, yes, it fuels my body, it fuels me for energy, but it also helps me keep my mind clear, helps me keep my spirit right. And so it's been really cool to kind of learn how they all intersect through nutrition.
I love that. First of all, I wanted to ask you, what did y'all make today? Because I'm a foodie.
Okay, yeah.
But the deeper question is, I guess the deeper aspect is that nutrition, like you said, does definitely affect the mind state. And I think that's something that a lot of people in our community don't really tap into, even though they are, waking up and connecting those dots a little bit more nowadays. So I love that you're going to school for that because that is definitely needed in a community. Yeah. So what are your aspirations? Do you know after school what you want to do?
It's like so funny because after school, like I'm probably, you might call me naive in the sense that I'm not really imagining getting a job. I will get a job. If I have to get a job,
No,
I
that's
will
not
go.
naive. We spice dreams over here.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So what I would really want to do, like what I really see myself doing is doing my music. I see myself doing YouTube. I feel like I really want to establish myself as like a thought leader. Like I want to share wisdom from my journey with other people and kind of just inspire them to like take action and to like follow their dreams as well and to just express themselves. And so I see myself doing that through my music and through YouTube mainly and through like going to different places and speaking. Like I would love to go to my high school and speak and just go to like maybe different schools and speak to the youth, speak to young folks as well, because that's when they're the most like impressionable and like where something could really stick. But I could see myself doing that. I could also see myself, I could see myself working as well. Like I would probably get a job in like marketing so I can learn how to also build on my personal brand and how to like also connect to people online more effectively so that like my message reaches more people and sticks with more people. I would say, and then like right now I'm currently doing like personal training. And so I would see myself like expanding that. I want to start teaching classes at the gym that I work at. And so probably teaching classes and like instilling like a little like a little mindfulness, a little spirituality in that kind of way and kind of bringing it. Yes, exactly. kind of doing something like that. That's what I would kind of see myself doing upon graduation. But I'm also open. Like I'm just kind
I
of
love
vibing.
that's what I'm receiving. Like you are very open and I love to hear that you have a lot of different things that you named instead of just like, oh, I'm gonna go work here or I'm gonna,
Yeah.
have such a narrow path because why limit yourself?
Right.
You can do all those things.
Yeah.
And y'all heard the things that she has in mind, what she wants to do. So y'all as the supporters of Artists of the Podcast, I need y'all to tap in and make sure y'all follow her and assist her in her dreams and her goals because that's what community is about, and that's the only way that we are going to, do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
Thank you for having dreams and aspirations. Like, I'm tired of people that don't got no dreams. But I also wanted to ask you, okay, let's get into your artistry as it pertains to music. Mm-hmm. What got you into creating music?
I would say I come from a very musical family. Like growing up, my parents owned an entertainment company, so I would go to weddings from very young. Like my mom sings, my dad would do DJing, and they kind of had the business, and so we would go through weddings. Like we would go help out, we would assist, and so I did that. I did like chamber choir and like acapella growing up. So like I've been very involved in music. I would say like it wasn't until probably I didn't start writing my own music probably till like maybe 4 years ago. Okay. I kind of started getting into like finding my own sound. But before then, like I was involved in music, like I did plays and stuff. And I've always loved to sing. You know, my sisters sing. Like we would always like do family stuff and sing together. So that was fun.
I love that. Yeah. Art as like a bonding method. I love that.
Yeah, we play instruments, so we would do that type of stuff. But I feel like my music journey, like kind of where this kind of version or this leg of it kind of started was probably like 4 years ago when I kind of started getting into songwriting like more seriously.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how would you describe your style? Like, where does your influence come from?
I would say my style is very like neo soul. I feel like I pull from recent artists like Masego. One thing I love about Masego is he incorporates, and this is what I envision from my music as well. He incorporates a lot of instruments and like he'll start with like something very simple and he'll build upon it. Like I feel like I pull that into my music, just singing random stuff. Erica Badu, I love her artistry. Pip Millet is another artist I love. Yusef Days is a drummer I love. I love music. Like I love instruments. I like that instrument sound. Like my sisters play instruments, so like we might be like I might be playing piano and she might be playing guitar, and somebody might be playing bass.
Band over there. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say I pull from those artists and Lauryn Hill, Chance the Rapper too. I love Chance the Rapper. Like I had a big Chance the Rapper phase. Like I was obsessed. He'd just be like like he'd just be yelling, and I just like I like just it's fluid. Like it's very authentic. I kind of pull from those kind of energies, those kind of vibes. It's fun kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember listening to Chance when I was in college. He did have a nice run.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jersey.
Okay, we gotta. This is our second person from Jersey tonight. I love that. How long have you been in Philly?
I've been in Philly. I came to Philly for school, so since like 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like it here?
I like it. At first, I feel like I haven't really explored, and I say this every year, but I haven't really explored it enough. And each year I get a little bit closer, but I'm falling more and more in love with Philly. Like I feel like I love Philly. Like there's so much art here. There's so much community, and I feel like in Jersey, like we're all spread out. We're all in different areas. Like it's not really. Oh, like we could come together real quick. Like it's like I probably gotta drive 30 minutes to get to you. So like
everything is around the corner in Philly.
Yeah, so I like it. Yeah,
that's dope. What else I want to ask? Oh, so when I also met you at the same event where I met Low Keys, and this was a great experience. You were performing, and I didn't know exactly what to expect. Like I did follow you on Instagram, and I seen some of your music on there, so I'm like, I know it's gonna be dope. But when you got on stage and you put out the guitar, I'm like, wait, she's an instrumentalist too? Like I wasn't expecting that. So when did you get into like playing instruments? Was that also in your childhood or did that come later?
Right, okay. I started taking piano lessons when I was younger. My mom put me in piano. And I liked piano. Piano was cool. I got a guitar for Christmas one year. I like played. It was an acoustic guitar. Like I would play off and on. but like I was taking lessons for piano, so I was more like I grew in piano faster. But yeah, so guitar is pretty much is more self-taught for me. I feel like my guitar journey really started probably also 4 years ago when I started like writing my own songs more. But yeah, I started on piano. I also played the cello for a brief period in like middle
Okay.
school. Yeah,
You're a
that was fun.
multi-talented
Right.
queen.
But yeah.
How would you describe the? Because I aspire to play instruments a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Like
Right.
I be playing around with it, but
Okay.
like I do. I like piano. I like
Okay.
guitar. So what was the process of learning guitar? Like how did you teach yourself?
I would look up chords. YouTube University. That's like
Love
my,
it.
whew, love it so much. I would look up chords. I would look up like, oh, one of my favorite things to do was like 20 songs you can play with 4 chords, and I would just sing
I be
through those.
seeing them ads.
Yes, and there's so many. Like I would do that,
Okay.
and then I would kind of just like, then I would like find videos of like guitarists that I like Carrie Too Smooth or Melanie Faye, and I would like hear about what they're doing. Like, oh, that's a hammer on. Like I like that sound. Like let me look that up. Let me look up a tutorial on that. Or if there's a song I want to play, I would look that up. And then I kind of started to find, or I would watch like Carrie Too Smooth. He has like a lot of good, a lot of really good R&B guitar tutorials.
Okay.
So I would look at those, kind of learn like guitar chord progressions for like R&B and the style that I wanted to do. And then I just kind of just took that and ran, and would just like play around in my room with stuff. And then just
That's
over
cool.
time, like just kind of started to develop. And yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn, I gotta stop saying I love that. I don't say that like 1,000 times, but I really do.
Yes.
Okay, so your writing process, like
Mm-hmm.
what goes into your writing process? Is
Mm-hmm.
it something that is the same every time? Is it based on, like what you're going through at the moment? How is that for you?
Right. That's a good question. I've been thinking about this a lot too recently because I don't really have a structured writing process. Like I kind of like I might be like in the shower and like a melody will come to me and I'll have to grab my phone like let me record it real quick, or a message will come to me or just something like that, like I can't get out of my head, like a loop, it's just like usually some words or maybe like a tune that just feel like that I feel in my spirit that I feel called to record, or usually something like that. And then, or like I'll be in the middle of a jam session and then I'll just like go off on this one tangent that I feel really called to, and I'll like kind of go down that road and I'll kind of write to that or whatever the case may be. But it usually comes to me as like a melody that I return to kind of later and build upon it, or like a message or like a line or two that comes to me, and then I like make a note to like go jam, like do a jam set
Build on that.
around that, and then I'll kind of build something out and kind of go from there.
Okay. What I'm receiving from that is that you allow yourself to be used by the creator, who is like, you receive these, what is it? These, what's the word I'm looking for? Messages, but also like, like downloads, these starters, and then you kind of just build upon like what you've been given.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. While we're on that, do you mind talking about like your connection with the Most High, your spirituality or religion? Like, what does that look like for you?
Very fluid, I would say. It's kind of changing now. I feel like in the beginning of my journey, also similar to you as well, it was kind of like around 2020, around COVID times, like I kind of was going through like a dark night of the soul and kind of just like really like facing my shadow at that time. And that's kind of where like the first few songs that I wrote were kind of birthed from that kind of energy. But kind of my connection to the divine now is I'm kind of just opening myself up, especially recently, to like receiving divinity in any ways, like regardless of who that comes from, what religion that comes from, like wherever it comes from. Like I'm trying to just be open because I realize that sometimes like I may block my own, like divine may be trying to communicate to me, but because I have some resistance to a certain something certain, like I'm not able to receive that message. So I'm trying to just be open and just allow it to come to me in whatever way that it wants to come to me. But yeah, it's very fluid. Like I like learning about like different disciplines. I like pulling that into my music. Just learning about different perspectives and different practices, and kind of just taking what I can, taking what resonates, leaving what doesn't, and just building my practice around that.
What comes to mind is that, like, what is the saying? a smart person knows that they know nothing. When you talk about how like you keep yourself open to receive information from different sources, so I think that's an amazing thing. You talked about how your music, some of your music was inspired by certain dark places that you've been to.
Yeah.
So how does that affect you when it comes to sharing those messages? Does it make you, you know, like more motivated to share them or anxious about it?
I feel like the first song that I wrote, which kind of like sparked my songwriter journey, I've actually never performed her. And I feel like one for multiple reasons. Like one, like because I don't know, like I never like it wasn't necessarily like a song to be performed. Like I could probably polish it up and like perform it, but I kind of just like wrote it in bits and pieces and kind of just like played my guitar crying and like made a song and just like let it go from there. So it was more of like a self expression piece. But I feel like now, like even when I write songs that come from like a more difficult place, like I do feel called to share them because there's been so many times where I've gone to like an open mic and I've shared a song that has resonated with me, of course, because like it comes from me, but like somebody might like cry in the crowd or be like, I really needed to hear that. Like I feel very motivated to share those experiences because I feel like the moment that I get on stage and I start like singing my words, like I'm being vulnerable with other people. So like it automatically creates a safe space where they feel like they can be vulnerable with me and feel like they can feel like there's no pressure because I'm already saying like those types of things. So I try to just I don't know, I share it. Like a lot of times it's funny, like when I'm getting ready to do an open mic, like a couple days before, like new lyrics will start coming to me and it's like, okay, well, I guess I got something to say. Like there's something that somebody in the crowd is gonna need to hear that I have to share. And it might be difficult for me to share, but it's like it's worth it because like they need to hear it as well. And like by them coming up to me and like giving me affirmation, like we're able to like share in that. So
Wow. I don't know
yeah.
why, like, but these church sayings just came to my mind. One being where two or more commune, there's church. Like that just made me think of that because I truly feel like artists are disciples. Like we are really doing God's work, which you just expressed about like, you know, creating a space for people to feel their feelings and resonate with you and see a reflection of themselves in you is such a sacred thing compared to like all of the other spaces where you may have to go and mask who you are and mask your true emotions. So it's just so beautiful. Like
It is.
that's why I can't. But I also one thing that I was reflecting on is we spoke earlier about how my brother Sheen Anthony, who you know as well
Yes.
from the creative scene, I'm assuming, he was influencing me to like share my art more. So I got to a point where I was just like going through my old notes in my phone. I got shit from like 2020 and like well back then it might have been like 2018 or something, and he reminded me like everything isn't meant to be shared. Like yeah, it was hot, but maybe that one was for you. So I'm like that's a very valid perspective, and it keeps you from like kind of like pimping yourself in a way because it's like I don't have to share this just to get a reaction, it's just to get claps or snaps. Like this one was personal, so I'm glad that you mentioned that as well.
Yeah. And I've recently been like considering performing it because I'm out of that space now. But I think at the time, like I feel like first music is like I do have a message, but I think like also first like sometimes I feel like I focus on like the message that I have to share, but I think also first it is like expression for me. Like it is a way that I can channel my emotions when like I words may not be able to, or like journaling may not be able to. Like sometimes I'll just grab my guitar and I literally will be crying, just like mumbling words because like it helps me get it out. So like sometimes that is what it's for. Like it is just to help me process and help me get these feelings out. And then after the fact, like I can choose if I want to share it, but it's also okay like not to, like you said, like it's okay to just have it be like a journal entry, kind of, because you don't necessarily share like everything that you write about, but like just a journal entry where I just was able to express and just see myself and just get it out. So I resonate with that. Yeah.
So going back into your artistry, when I heard you perform that night, it was just an amazing experience. Like you have a very lovely voice. It's very calming and soothing. It reminds me of like Erica Badu, India Ari. Like it's so nurturing. I'm like, This is giving like picnic vibes. Like I can listen to this in the shower. I can take this with me on the way to work to set my tone for the day. So what? Damn, like what is the question? I guess I want to ask, what do you feel like you want to communicate with your art?
That's a great question. I think I want to communicate that really just to like share your voice. I feel like my musical journey, like probably up until about when I wrote that first song, like I don't know exactly when it was, probably like maybe four or so years ago. Like I just did not love my voice. Like I've known that I could sing, yeah, sure, but like I was always being compared to other people. Like my voice is lower. Like I'm an alto, I'm a tenor. Like it's not. I couldn't sing high. Like I couldn't sing the girl songs. Like I couldn't do those types of things. And it wasn't until like recently when I started to like write my own music that I started to be like, wait, like no, like this is my voice though, and kind of just like not to put yourself in a box. Like you have something to share, like and there's people that want to listen and there's people that need to hear the things that you have to say. And I kind of just want to preach like your journey is your own. Like one of my like most influential songs, like even for myself, and also like when other people like they've expressed to me, like when they hear it as well, earned it. It just kind of talks about like your journey is your own, and kind of just like owning that and not comparing yourself to other people, because like there really it's no comparison. Like we all have a mission. Like we're all here to do different things, and we're able to like synergistically like work with each other. But it's like you are in your own lane. Like you should not be comparing yourself to anybody. And so, I guess with my music, I just want people to like embrace their own journey, like love themselves, not compare themselves, and just like trust in their power, trust in their voice, feel empowered, and just love themselves, and to just like really step into their power, step into their purpose, and not compare themselves to others, because like I've spent a lot of time in that space. And it just when they really say like comparison is a thief of joy, like I resonate with that, because like it literally does, like it robs you of your joy. And nobody deserves to be there. And I just want people to like recognize, like people might look at me and be like, oh my gosh, that girl, like no, like why would you think that you couldn't sing? But no, like because people have told me that before, like people have compared me to other people. So like it's really all a mindset thing, and like you can step
Be your
out of
own
that.
people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love that. That's very inspirational to myself because I love to sing, but I always say like, I do it in my bedroom when nobody's listening. So you are giving me hope. You are speaking to me right now. Like,
Yes.
and all of the other artists out there, please take that into consideration as well, because your art is your fingerprint. Like only you can do what you do the way that you do it. So digest it. Like that's amazing. One of the other questions I wanted to ask you, I feel like I'm going to definitely transfer this question to the Art Exhibit podcast, because it's like, as artists, it's super important to think about what is your responsibility to the youth. Is that something that you thought about, or like, even if not, like, how would you respond now?
Like, what is my responsibility to the youth?
Yeah. Or even what is the collective's responsibility to the youth? Whichever one.
I would say to really just to pour into them, to make them feel seen. I feel like oftentimes, like if I even think back to like my inner child, like if somebody would have just told me like, hey girl, like no, like you sound great, or just like empower them, like because I feel like there's so much comparison. Like I feel like comparison, it plagues us from before we even realize it. And I feel like just teaching them that like you are not in competition with anybody. Like you're only in competition with yourself. Like your only goal should be to be better than you were yesterday. Like you are not in competition with anybody. And just like teaching them that like they can all coexist and they can all build together. And yeah, I feel like now like I just kind of want to, especially like young girls, like just empower them. Just tell them they look beautiful. Like just make them feel loved, make them feel seen, make them feel heard. Listen to them. They need to just like talk something out, because sometimes they don't have people to do that. And just I feel like our responsibility is to like reflect on the things that we might, like the things that we wish that we might have had, and then give that to the youth. And that could be
Absolutely.
different for everybody, but like if we're all like reflecting on like, hey, like if I was a child when I was younger, like I wish I would have had this. If you can give that to somebody else, then you're already like one step forward, you know. And so I would say to do stuff like that. Yeah,
I love that. That was very, very powerful. If you're watching this, play that for your daughters, parents. Make sure y'all listening. Niece, aunts, uncles, like tap in for real because we have a responsibility to the youth, even if you're not an artist. But that was a very beautiful response. And I want to wrap up this interview with you sharing anything that you have coming up that you would like to promote and where the people can stay connected with you.
Yes. Okay. You can stay connected with me at Lexi Palmira. That's Lexi Palm, like the palm of your hand. Ra, like the sun. And what I have coming up, I keep saying this. I haven't really started the project yet. I'm not even gonna lie. But by my birthday is on Valentine's Day, 2/14. I want to release a project. I'm probably gonna do a single, but I want to release something, get my music out there. I want to have like just I probably will do like an album release party or some not an album release party, like a single release party, just to like get community together and like put my music out there. I feel like I perform a lot, but I don't necessarily have a place where people can like return to my energy. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to create. So I'm saying it right now to hold myself accountable to put something out by my birthday. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Yes. All right. Y'all know where to follow her. Y'all know what she has coming up. So make sure y'all stay tuned. And with that, we are signing out.
Thank you. Cool.